Good evening, Florida State. Happy Groundhog Day and happy birthday to my mom. Had to give out the shout out there. And look at this beautiful sunset this evening. As the sun does begin to set, we start to see some nicer colors. And this current temperature of 51 degrees is falling, and it's falling fast because conditions are very dry out there across the region. So not much to trap the warm weather we saw today, or lack of warm weather. Therefore, we are starting to see the 40s move into places in southern Georgia. Dew points are very dry, which means we have nothing in terms of precipitation to talk about on the radar, so a lot of sun this evening. Now, tonight's forecast, we're going to be getting cold, below freezing in some places, and for the day tomorrow, not getting too much warmer than what we saw for the day today. So this evening, we're talking about Groundhog Day and the chance for a rainy weekend ahead. That's all tonight on Tuesday edition of FSU Weather.
Hello Tallahassee, I'm student meteorologist Hayden Wilder, and this is your forecast for Tuesday in the weather show. And holy chalupas, it was cold outside. It's been a very cold 24 hours. Lows were in the lower 30s, winds gusting at 10, 15 miles per hour, even higher, especially yesterday. The Monday, winds probably up to 25 miles per hour, so that wind chill is definitely in effect. Definitely want to layer up your clothes if you're heading outside. We're in for another chilly night approaching freezing. And in other news, to the Groundhog see shadow, yes he did. More 6 weeks of winter is indeed forecasted. And speaking of 6 weeks of winter, look at Flanders, New Jersey. That snow is in piles coming up. Wow, that is, I'm just cold looking at that. I'm shivering right now. Definitely a sign of the Arctic air mass really came over us. And you can see that big low pressure system really dumped a lot of snow. Definitely set us up prime for that situation. And it looks like we're going to get some more cold air later next week. But right now, we'll just focus on the positives. It looks like it's going to be sunny, very dry as that high pressure. It continues to settle in over the area, and it'll slowly start to warm up by Friday. Looks like we're going to, our highs are going to be heading up into the mid 60s. Lows will slowly get out of the 30s by Wednesday, into the 40s by Thursday, Friday. So definitely something to keep an eye out. FSU basketball is not going on right now, but there are some other sporting events if you're heading outside. Out by the res, just keep layered up. We will warm up slowly, but it will be a very cold couple of days. So now we're going to bring off to our wall, and we'll see what the show has for us.
Well, Hayden, we are starting to see the sun get even further down than it just was a couple minutes ago. It's that time of day, and you can see we have no cloud cover currently over Doak Campbell Stadium. That is showing a very dry atmosphere this evening. Temperatures are currently at 51 degrees here in Tallahassee, and the only place to go from here on out is down. And earlier today, we saw a high temperature of 54 degrees. That is quite a bit cooler than our average of 65. Nowhere near our record low temperature, though, of 19 degrees, although we did see a low this morning at 36. Not quite freezing, but getting close, and there is a sign that we will be seeing some cooler temperatures this evening. Hour by hour, we saw earlier today, woke up around 36 degrees at 8 a.m. as we headed throughout the day. Only 46 by noon, not getting into the 50s until around that 2 p.m. time frame. And right now, we're starting to dip back into the 40s, as seen in places in portions of southwestern Georgia. Bainbridge currently checking in at 49 degrees, still holding on to 52 there in Perry. Now, our dew point temperatures, this is very dry, guys, especially for this time of year, or even for this time of year, I should say. A 25-degree dew point in Tallahassee, that's compared right now to places like Denver, Colorado. So this is very, even though this is the season you see the driest weather, it is unseasonable for any season here in the Florida Panhandle. Now, our satellite and radar, because it is so dry, we are not seeing any rain. We are not seeing any precipitation in the region, which is good news if you don't want to get wet while walking outside. And we can see a main reason for that being What brought all that snow up to the northeast this past couple days? This low pressure system, and that's even impacting our weather down here in Tallahassee in the Florida Panhandle. These oranges and these black colors, those are showing drier conditions. And notice where the winds are coming from as well, the northwest. That shows we're getting some cooler, more northerly air. Our next 24 hours, things aren't going to change too much. We're going to be seeing the same pattern persist throughout the region. This evening, temperatures will be getting down there, below freezing in some places, so don't be too surprised tomorrow morning to wake up to some frost on your windshield. And tomorrow's forecast, not too much warmer than it was today, although we will be a couple degrees warmer, approaching 60 degrees. Now this evening, 32 degrees, the magic number for freezing conditions there, clear and cold. Tomorrow we will be sunny and cool, not seeing much in terms of cloud cover, reaching about 60 degrees there. As we take a look at your week ahead, we do have the chance for some precipitation this upcoming Friday with a 70% chance of rain there. Again, for your Saturday and Sunday, you will be seeing those rain chances. I mean, we have quite a bit of rain in the forecast compared to what we're usually talking about this time of the year, Hayden.
Yeah, absolutely, Riley. However, it is sunny right now, and so we'll take it while we can. In the southeast, definitely seeing some sunshine starting to peek out into our region. Jackson, Montgomery, Atlanta, Little Rock, and Shreveport all have suns right now. Although I do know, look how cool these temperatures are, 43 degrees, and that's right now. So it's going to drop off much cooler, especially as these shades of blue start to work their way down south through the nighttime period. And 57 for New Orleans, actually doing the weather challenge there. So definitely interesting to keep an eye out for us meteorologists who are trying to forecast that region. And southern Florida, actually not feeling much better. 51 Tampa, 51 Orlando. Definitely something you don't see every day. A lot cooler in Florida than some parts of the southeast. Look at these dew points. 39 in Tampa, 35 Miami. And then, of course, in the southeast up in Atlanta, 16. This is absolutely winter, dry air. And as Riley was alluding to, this is the same dew points you see in Colorado on a daily basis. So it's definitely a testament to what we are dealing with here. Definitely keep an eye out for some of the dry conditions. Even if we are a little bit moist, I would be careful of starting any flames with any wind in this dry air. I would just try to keep it on the easy side for that regard. But winds right now, 12 miles per hour in Tallahassee, adding to that wind chill effect. So our temperature is what the actual temperature is with the, and then what we feel is what the wind temperature takes into account, and that is also most important because that is the most important to us. 9 in New Orleans, that winds. So definitely some gusty conditions out there. Looking on our radar, maybe some lingering showers and some snow showers up in Raleigh on this backside of this low pressure. But overall, much of the area is just getting dominated by sunshine, all the way from Miami up to Memphis. And this dry air actually continue to settle into the region, and sunny skies will be the normal, at least until Friday. And we can follow the motion, the parcel of the air for the northwest. Very cool and dry conditions indeed are coming up ahead. So 46 in Miami, very chilly for them, of course. Tallahassee, 32 degrees with some wind, so wind chills filling it to the 20s. And across the majority of the upper areas of the southeast, lows will be in the mid to upper 20s. Not record-breaking, but definitely chilly enough to have the fireplace going. Bundle up if your kids are going to the bus stop. Do keep an eye out. It might be very chilly. Tomorrow, Florida will be able to rebound into the mid-60s. Upper Florida will be in the 50s. And a smattering of 50s and 40s across the southeast region. And slowly warming up, look at Shreveport, 65, a sign of things to come for our general area. So these sunsides will continue, and eventually some moisture will come in. But right now, we're going to pass it off again to Riley.
Thank you for that look at the southeast, Hayden. And as we venture out across the contiguous lower 48 across the country, seeing a lot of cooler weather is the story in eastern parts of the country. Not reporting any snow currently from our stations that we have on the map, at least right here in the northeast, although there is still some snow lingering from the nor'easter. And notice how far south those cooler temperatures go, talking about 43 degrees there in Atlanta. If you want that warmer weather, not even Miami is the place for that right now. It's only 60 degrees in Miami. Very cold, especially for that region of the country. The warmer weather would be in Texas, if you ask me right now. Our current dew points are pretty much telling the same story across the country. we are talking about very dry conditions. And remember how I said it's super dry currently in Tallahassee? Well, believe it or not, Boston right now has a higher dew point than Tallahassee. So we're more moist in the atmosphere in Boston than down in places like Tallahassee or Atlanta right now. That just shows a lot of dry air in the southeast right now. And further west, we get those higher dew points in places like Los Angeles and San Francisco currently have higher dew points than in Miami right now. Now, our current satellite and radar, it does show we do have a cold front moving through the west portions of the country right now. That is bringing some rain and snow showers to the Pacific Northwest. Our big story that we have to talk about right now is this low pressure system that doesn't seem to want to go away in portions of the northeast and mid-Atlantic. It's been dumping snow for the past couple days. My hometown of Flanders, New Jersey, getting in on some of the heaviest snow from this system. And taking a look at our water vapor, we can see that swirl, that spiral that's associated with this nor'easter right now. Those blues and greens up into portions of Newfoundland and Canada there, showing higher cloud tops, a lot more moisture. These black and orange streaks are showing drier weather, and we're seeing quite a bit of that in the southeast, but we do have quite a bit of moisture relative to the temperatures out there in the Pacific Northwest. Now, our current drought monitor shows the eastern portion of the country not experiencing much in terms of drought. It's really, you have to go out to the west where we're much drier than average and need that precipitation. So all the snow we got in the northeast, that kind of water is what is needed in places like the desert southwest. Our future radar shows we're going to have this low pressure system sticking around off the coast of the mid-Atlantic and New England. We're starting to lose the moisture in the atmosphere that's really caused a lot of this snow to dump itself in portions of the northeast. But while the storm is going to be sticking around, we're pretty much on the back side of it, not going to be seeing too much more snow or precipitation out of that. Now, this evening, if you want to look for some more snow, go to places like Billings and Salt Lake City. Those temperatures will be in the 20s. You'll get a nice fluffy, powdery snow out there in the west. But we will be having cooler temperatures, even getting down to 28, 29 there in Tallahassee for our day tomorrow. Talking about pretty much the same story in much of the country. The warmest spot on the map there, San Antonio, a high of 75 degrees and sun. Tyler?
All right, thanks, Riley. Heading to our local 2 all day today. Was wearing these sunglasses. Very sunny and clear outside, but now the sun's starting to set, so I'm not going to need them anymore here. Whoops, we accidentally went to the week ahead there. Here's the satellite and radar for Tallahassee. Right now, clear, nothing to see, and way of rain or cloud coverage here. So a nice and clear day here in Tallahassee, as well as the Big Bend region. So we're going to start to see this pattern for a little bit, and once we get into Friday, those rain chances will start to pick up, but a nice and beautiful day today. And as we go throughout the next 24 hours, you're not going to see much change here. Wednesday, as we go throughout the morning, the afternoon, and the evening, Tallahassee, as well as the rest of the Big Bend region, not going to see any rain, no clouds at all, so perfect time to spend outside. If you don't have class, go out to Landis Green if you're here at FSU, or just any sort of outdoor activity. Tomorrow is the perfect day if you don't have anything too busy going on. Even in the evening, though, still going to be pretty clear outside as well. Tonight, we're going to get down to 32 degrees. So we're going to get right down to those freezing temperatures. Going to stay clear outside. So when things are clear outside during the nighttime, you're going to get colder because the clouds cannot keep the heat trapped down on the Earth's surface. So that's why we're going to have those colder temperatures. We're still going to keep things fairly windy. Winds coming out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. So we're still bringing in that colder air from up north. Not going to be quite as breezy as it was during the day, but still 5 miles an hour, bringing in some of that colder air into Tallahassee. Tomorrow, we're going to get up to 59 degrees for our high temperature, so warmer than what we saw today, but still going to be pretty cool. Winds are going to slow down, going to come out of the west at 3 miles per hour. Now let's look at the whole week ahead. Thursday, we're going to get even warmer. Going to be 64 degrees for the high, but look, Wednesday night into Thursday morning, that low is going to be 29 degrees. But you're not going to see any snow here in Tallahassee, not enough moisture in the air for anything like that. Still going to be nice and cool during the night. On Friday, we're going to get that high temperature up to 66 degrees. And Friday seems to be our rainy day here in January and coming into February now as well. It seems like every week we're getting rain chances on Friday. So we have a 70% chance of rain. And going through the weekend, the rain chances really aren't going to drop that much. They're going to be 60% on Saturday and once again 60% on Sunday. High temperature is going to be in the upper 50s to lower 60s. And then Monday, the rain chance is going to drop down to 10%. Going to be sunny, still have some clouds outside though. And then Tuesday, 30% chance of rain with a high of 66.
Wow, thank you, Tyler. I don't have any shades for a cool forecast, but I do have some education for you, which is even better. So this is an example of a surface map. So a surface map tells us where areas of high pressure, low pressure, frontal system transitions between air masses exists. And this is an important part of what we do. And through October through April, a lot of the continental United States has a lot of cold fronts. This is a separation of the air mass with warmer temperatures and most of the time higher humidity versus cooler temperatures and lower humidity. And this symbol often demarcates a shift with rain and wind and pressures too. So this is a very useful tool that us meteorologists use. And for the warm front, it's the same thing as a cold front, but it does the opposite. We have a warmer air mass overtaking a cooler air mass. This moves across the country normally, often with the low pressure. This really also helps separate transition between often rain and warmer temperatures, of course. So that is our warm front. And then lastly, our dry line. This is something that's often seen in the western United States, often around Texas as shown here. This is a separation of dew points. Normally, we have a gradient of 10 plus in the dew point region. And sometimes in severe weather season, this can actually help as a lifting mechanism for any storms that develop out in the plains, which hopefully we'll see in May if everything goes as planned. And for our isobar contours, these are lines of constant pressure. Around the low pressure, you often have these tightly packed pressures. This is indicating a strong gradient that is seen in low pressure. And as we head further out, we get a further distance. That's because we don't have any strong areas of pressure we need to look out for. So that is how the isobar contours work. And we have isotherms, lines of constant temperature, isohypses, lines of constant height, how thick the atmosphere is. So these are all the tools that us meteorologists use for forecasting every day, and it's something that we learn about in school. And now we're going to hand off to Riley.
Well, thank you very much for that, Hayden. And we do see a lot of low pressure systems move up the coast and bring stuff like snow to the northeast. But right now, we're being dominated by a lot of dry air here. Temperatures are currently fairly low across the state for what we usually are, and so are the dew points. What this dew point map is showing you is how wet or dry the atmosphere is. And these orange colors, or these brown colors, whatever you see them as, they are showing it's very dry outside right now. Even as far south as Miami, we're kind of picking up on these orange colors, and that's very rare to get that far south with these low dew points. And we're not seeing much in terms of any wet weather because of that right now. And taking a look again tonight at our upper level water vapor, those oranges and those blacks, they really show a lot of the drier weather that is currently dominating much of the Florida Panhandle and Peninsula right now. And we can see which direction the winds are moving. They're moving from the west towards the east generally across the region, because this little swirl up here is associated again with that nor'easter that has brought a lot of snow to the northeast. And our satellite and radar, for the entirety of the Sunshine State today, it was sunny and very dry as well. Not seeing any cloud cover over the peninsula itself, although we do see some of that up there in portions of South Carolina and North Carolina right now. But if we zoom in here, a closer look at our radar, not much to zoom in on right now. It's very dry, very sunny. If you look up in the sky, it'll look blue during the day. Right now, probably a little darker, and maybe you'll even get in on seeing some nice stars across the region this evening. Now, going a little farther south into portions of central Florida, if you're out in Tampa, Daytona Beach right now, getting in on some very nice weather, in South Florida as well. Not seeing any greens really popping up on the radar. No showers in the area to talk about, which is good news if you're going on a walk, or if you're trying to walk your dog. You don't want to run into any showers there, and good news is you will not be seeing that. Our 3-day forecast here in Miami, very chilly for our day tomorrow. Don't pay attention to the night icons. That's just showing what it is right now. But tomorrow, not even reaching 70 degrees there, but conditions will stay dry throughout the next 3 days. By the time we get to our Friday, a little bit more seasonable, reaching around 80 degrees there. Now, Tampa, very similar story, staying dry the next 3 days. A little cooler for our day tomorrow at 60 degrees before we warm up to the mid-70s by Friday. Tampa place getting ready for Super Bowl Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. Orlando, very similar story. Cooler tomorrow, getting warmer as we head towards the end of the week. Jacksonville is a place that could be picking up on some rain chances for your day on Friday. Seeing that as well in Pensacola for our day on Friday, getting up to 63 degrees and a chance of rain. This evening across the Sunshine State, very chilly, getting below freezing in northern portions of the state. Miami only getting down to 45 degrees this evening. And if we take a look at tomorrow's forecast across the region, your best bet is to see temperatures approaching 60 or getting up into the mid-60s if you head a little farther south. Let's head off to the desk with Tyler.
Thanks, Riley. We're going to get a little bit into some of our weather forecasts for some sporting events coming up here in Tallahassee and the rest of Florida. Unfortunately, the FSU men's basketball team has had their next 3 games postponed, so we will not see any action for them tonight against Boston College in Massachusetts, but the FSU women's basketball team will be in action at Chapel Hill, North Carolina on Thursday at 6 p.m. So if you happen to be there going to the game, temperatures are going to be around 60 when you're walking over. Going to cool off throughout the game, and by the time you're leaving, it's going to be probably in the mid to lower 50s. And then FSU basketball playing once again away at Miami, Florida on Sunday at 12 p.m. Temperatures are going to be a lot more mild and comfortable, so if you're heading out to their stadium, the walkover going to be partly cloudy, about 76 degrees, and then around halftime, going to be 78 degrees if you happen to leave around then. But if you're heading home after the game's over, things are going to be cloudy, 79 degrees. And then finally, the game everyone's been looking forward to, the Super Bowl, Chiefs at Bucks for the first time ever. A team actually gets to play in the Super Bowl in their home stadium because the Super Bowl will be at Tampa Bay, Florida. So the Bucks get a home game here for the Super Bowl. Conditions might not be too great, though. Seeing a chance of showers at 6:30 for the kickoff. Going to be 67 degrees, and as we go throughout that game, 8 p.m., you're going to see the showers continue, 64 degrees, and even at the end of the game, still might see some showers as well. Temperatures are going to get down to 61 degrees. So those temperatures will be comfortable, but the rain might cause some sloppy play here. Tom Brady looking to get his 7th Super Bowl ring, 6-4 in the Super Bowl so far. He's been there 10 times. See if he can do it again for Tampa Bay. But Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback as well. The Chiefs are not to be underestimated, so we'll see what happens. But enough about sports. We're going to send things off to the wall with Hayden to give us another local forecast.
Yes. We'll take a look at that southeast forecast. That sun is just starting to set over that Doak Campbell Stadium. Look at these brilliant hues. Some pink and purple intermingling to darker blue in the outer void of space. That is something, that is a sight to be seen. Currently 51 degrees, so rather chilly, so if you're running around campus, make sure you bring a jacket. And pretty gusty winds too, at northwest of 12 miles per hour. For the almanac today, our average high is 65, and we saw 54 today, so about 11 degrees cooler than average. Our lows are not as much below average, but tonight and tomorrow, our lows will be much lower than 40 degrees by 10 or so degrees, and nowhere near the 83 or 19 that we saw in 1989 or 1951. So I guess we can be thankful that we're not in any extremes, to say the least. 51 in Tallahassee, and clear skies 40 in Quincy, and upper Georgia is seeing also lows in the mid to upper 40s. But this is the real story. This is really why we like cold fronts of Florida. Look, this is an indication of our muggy meter. So we have all these smiley faces. So that is telling us the air is extremely dry. If you've been watching our show, we've seen dew points are in the mid-20s, which is what you see in Vegas, Colorado, and even parts of the northern U.S. during the winter. And nothing much is showing up on our radar at all, of course. And then taking a closer look over here, nothing. You don't even see any prescribed burns or radar clutter. That's just a sign of how clear it is. Panama City, great time to go look at the sunset right now if you're bundled up. Same thing over in Carabel. And if you have any traffic traveling along North 75 towards Valdosta, I'm sure the conditions weather-wise are looking great. Can't say there's no accidents, but it should be fine. And then for our next 24 hours on Wednesday, once again, no rain, clouds, anything popping up, nothing but scintillating sunshine. So for the marine forecast, we have winds will be around 10 knots or so, so it might be a little choppy, especially now, but tomorrow it's going to be much better. Our UV index will be low, and skies will be sunny, though. So for tonight, 32 degrees, clear and cold. Northwest winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Do note, you might be able to make some popsicles tonight if you bring out some ice and get some flavoring in there. So that may be something fun for the kids to do. I know I might be doing that. 59 degrees tomorrow, sunny and cool. West winds at 3 miles per hour. Perfect time to get outlandish. Bring your dog out there. They need to be walked. That is something you all need. And then tomorrow, for the day ahead, probably won't be reaching 69 tomorrow. Like I said, it'll be in the mid-50s. But by Thursday, this forecast could be happening. So for the week ahead, once again, we have some rain coming in Friday and Saturday. And it looks like we have a soul front being lingering around through Tuesday. But we'll take our sunny days while we can, and that's all we can ask for. So now we're going to pass off to our closing desk with Riley.
Well, Hayden, we'll have to see about getting cool enough to make some popsicles there. One thing you could do maybe with all that snow up north is make some snow cones, put in some ice flavoring. I mean, just a thought. Just don't eat the yellow snow, guys. That's all I ask. But definitely a lot going on today. Today was Groundhog Day. We have Super Bowl Sunday coming up this weekend. I always love this time of year. A lot going on. Usually you get in some kind of weather event up north where I'm from anyway as well. So definitely a very, very fun, exciting time of the year. Today the groundhog saw his shadow, so he declared only 6 more weeks of winter rather than an early spring. But for our friends in the Punxsutawney area, that would make sense. It was a very snowy day. I think we'll be seeing a chance at some more snow up there as well as we head throughout the weekend, or a week from now about. Now a week here in Florida, in Tallahassee, our next 7-day forecast, staying dry the next 2 days. Our rain chances do increase for our day on Friday and Saturday. Temperatures will be warming up back into the 60s for that as well. But this weekend, if you have any outdoor activities, you do want to make sure you have that umbrella with you. We do have some rain, unfortunately, or fortunately, in our forecast. Follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather, and also on Facebook. You could go ahead and give us a like at FSU Weather as well. Now, you could watch us every weeknight at 6 p.m. on YouTube at FSU Weather there. And for our Instagram, just follow us at FSU Weather, and you'll get all the latest information for that. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday edition of FSU Weather. We had quite a bit to talk about this evening. Student meteorologist Riley Winch is signing off.